Have you ever stopped and looked closely at the wall of an old castle? From a distance, it looks almost perfect. The walls are thick, the towers are straight, and the whole thing has survived wind, rain, war, and a few hundred years of people who probably thought they knew how to fix it better. But walk up close. The stones are not all the same. Some are large, some small, some smooth, and others rough. Anyone who has worked in the trades as I have knows that old buildings are rarely perfectly straight, level, plumb, or square, yet many are still standing. Why? Because a good builder did not expect every stone to be identical. He studied each one, shaped it where necessary, and placed it where it could best support the structure. That is not a bad way to think about a Masonic Lodge. We are shown the rough and perfect ashlars and reminded to labor on our own character. But sometimes we misunderstand what perfection means. The perfect stone is not necessarily the prettiest, smoothest, or most visible. It is the stone prepared and placed for the work it was meant to do. The same may be said of a brother. Our task is to become as perfect as we can by the grace of God, not to demand perfection from every man before we are willing to work beside him. Every brother brings abilities, weaknesses, and a few rough edges. Some excel at ritual, others understand membership, finances, education, hospitality, or caring for brothers in need. The trouble begins when we decide that the skill we value most is the only one that matters. Excellent ritual deserves appreciation, but ritual is for the instruction of the candidate, not the entertainment of the sideliners or an opportunity for them to keep score. Most of us have heard a brother's work criticized, a word was missed, a pause went too long. Sometimes correction is offered privately and kindly. That is the instructive tongue, and it is proper. But there is a difference between correction and condemnation. Correction says, "Brother, let me help you." Condemnation says, "Brother, you are not good enough." One works on the stone. The other chucks it onto the scrap pile. A title, jewel, or purple apron does not make a man infallible. The more responsibility a Mason receives, the more carefully he should guard his humility. The highest form of leadership in a lodge is not authority, it is stewardship. A steward understands that the lodge does not belong to him. We receive it from the brothers before us, care for it during our brief time, and pass it along to men whose names we may never know. He does not ask, "How can these brothers serve my plans?" He asks, "How can I help them discover where they may best serve the lodge?" Now imagine builders constructing a great stone hall. Wagon after wagon arrives carrying fine stone. The smoothest pieces are selected for the front wall and the largest for the foundation. Then a peculiar stone arrives. It is rough, curved on one side, and cut at odd angles. The builders look it over. It does not match. It will take too much work, so they push it to the edge of the property and leave it in the mud. The building rises until the craftsmen reach the arch above the entrance. There they discover a problem. None of their selected stones can lock the arch into place. The smooth stones slip. The square stones do not fit. One beautiful stone cracks. No amount of mortar can substitute for a stone capable of carrying the load through the arch and down into the foundation. The builders measure again, argue, and begin talking about starting over. Then the master builder points toward the edge of the property. The stone we need has already been delivered. They clean the mud from the rejected stone and raise it into place. Its curve rests against one side of the arch, and its odd angles fit tightly against the others. The shape they mocked was exactly the shape the building required. The rejected stone became the keystone. In chapter we explore the keystone, yet even it does not stand alone. The arch supports the keystone, and the keystone locks the arch together. No stone can boast that it holds up the building by itself. So it is in a lodge. All the weight should never rest upon one man, not the worshipful master, the wardens, the secretary, or the brother who always volunteers. A lodge that depends entirely upon one man may look strong, but it is poorly built. Eventually that brother will tire, move, become ill, or pass to that house, not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. Then everyone will wonder why the wall has begun to lean. Good stewardship means sharing the labor, developing new leaders, even men who may replace us, and understanding the talents of every brother. It also means recognizing that a brother's unusual shape may not be a defect. Perhaps he asks uncomfortable questions, sees dangers others missed, or advocates for an idea that does not make sense at first. He He may be wrong, his delivery may need improvement, but his motivation deserves to be understood. Not understanding the purpose of a stone is not always a failure of the stone. Sometimes the builders failed to study it. That calls for a conversation, not whispering in the parking lot, complaining to 5 brothers, or waiting until a man leaves the room to explain everything wrong with him. Conversation means saying, "Brother, help me understand what you are seeing." We may discover that he is mistaken. We may also discover that we are. The level teaches us that when we meet, we are all equal. That does not mean every brother has the same abilities or responsibilities. It means no brother is inherently more valuable than another. The foundation stone may never see daylight, but the wall cannot stand without it. The keystone may receive attention, but it cannot remain in place without the stones around it. Even finely cut stones are not enough by themselves. A pile of perfect stone is still only a pile. Something must bind them together. In Masonry, that bond is the cement of brotherly love and affection, uniting us into one sacred band of friends and brothers. Mortar does not make stones identical. It fills the spaces between them and allows different shapes to bear against one another without grinding each other apart. Brotherly love should do the same. It allows us to disagree without becoming enemies, to correct without humiliating, and to lead without dominating. Without it, even strong men are only loose stones, impressive perhaps, but incapable of becoming a temple. Freemasonry does not search for flawless men or force every brother into the same shape. It calls us to improve ourselves, recognize the gifts of others, and place each brother where he can best serve. Before casting aside a rough or peculiar stone, we should ask whether it may possess the strength the lodge will one day need. The perfect stone is not without marks. It is one that has been shaped, cared for, and wisely placed. Bound together by brotherly love, such stones become more than they could ever be alone. A strong lodge, a lasting temple, and a home for every worthy brother.